Okay, so I wanted to just hop on and do a collective reading for you. I'm not going to be on long. I really just wanted to quickly get the reading out there. I didn't want to have to do any crazy editing. So that's why we're live today. So if you miss it, that's too bad, but no worries. It's not like I was showing up so that we could have a party. All right. So I did pre-shuffle, and I want to get right into this person's current thoughts on you, right? And when I say on you, I mean when they think about you, right? These are the types of things that float around in their head. So let's get right into it. Um, First things first, you're going to know who this person is because this is somebody who often feels bad about themselves, right? With the apathy card, notice how there's this person here. On one side of the boat, they've kind of given up on life. And then on this side, the boat's on fire. So this is a person who, in their own life, they have kind of assigned themselves, or they have resigned themselves to this victim role, right? Everything's always falling apart for them. Things are just never going right for them. And this is the type of person that instead of doing something about it, they start to feel bad about themselves, right? So this is a person who is constantly watching you, right? They're keeping their eye on what you're doing. You're this person in this on this path, right? And the path is dark, it's long, you know, it represents, this forest represents the unknown. But this person, it's like they kind of lurk. And if you look at this image, there's actually a few entities lurking, but this person, they kind of lurk on you, right? And so their thoughts on you have a lot to do with your movement, right? What are you doing, and what does it look like, right? What are you gaining? This person is always kind of clocking what you're gaining. So if somebody says your name, or if they come across a post, they start to think about your path. What are you doing? What have you done? And how has it gotten you here? They compare it to their own path. But I mean, look at what they have going on. So if they're comparing you doing the work and being rewarded for it to them kind of like letting things fall apart because they, in their mind, things just happen to them, then of course they're going to see what you're doing, and they're going to start to feel worse and worse and worse about who they are and what they have going on. This person kind of has an issue with effort. um Underneath apathy, we have complications, right? So I'm saying, like, this is somebody that you've tried to help. Hi, welcome, welcome. So this is somebody that you've tried to help them out. This was your friend, this was your buddy, this was your boo, this could have been a sibling, and you would give them words of encouragement. You would listen in and, try and help them figure out who they are. But for whatever reason, it's almost like this could have uh almost enabled them, right, or made them feel worse. This is the type of person that, in order for them to grow, this is the growth card. It was like right under, and it's almost like similar types of images. In order for them to grow, they have to do it on their own. Somebody else can't come and untangle their hot mess, right? You can't come and help them with this. They have to do this growth on their own. So the person who's thinking about you, they I feel like they try to kind of read your blueprint. They try to, figure out what are you doing that they can maybe take from. Um, Another card we have here is the Nine of Wands. So this is somebody who, when they think about you, they think about how they cannot get back in. They think about how um, this connection is kind of severed in a sense, right? Remember that help you were giving them, right? It's been cut off, right? And so they think about what happened to lead to this cutoff. And right underneath, we have permission. So their current thoughts on you is that they can't just come up to you. They can't just reach out to you. They can't just ask for help. They need clearance. They need you to give them that permission to, approach you or ask for help, right? And they don't know how to do that. Right underneath, we have marbles, right? These marbles. And whenever marbles comes out, this is like, you got shit all over the place, right? Marbles, they roll around and they become this obstacle, this dangerous obstacle to get past. And so it's almost like this person, they they don't know necessarily how to ask for this clearance or how to gain this clearance because their shit's not in order. They have a lot going on in their life. They are not organized, right? They're not organized. And because of that, I'm hearing they're at risk because right underneath marbles, we have protection, right? They're at risk. And I feel like at one point, this messy life that they had, this disorganized life that they had, it was a means of avoiding things. It was a way to not be held accountable, right? But now it's like because of that, because they tried to overcompensate and like create protection for themselves, they've actually made themselves vulnerable because they don't have support. They don't have a support system. And the people who were there for them before are no longer available. We have the 7 of Cups here, okay? And I'm not going to be on that long because I actually have to go on my daily walk. I've been doing a daily walk just to get some fresh air. You know, I'm trying to increase my steps. And so I have to do a walk and then I have to start my homework. So I'm not going to be here that long. Um, but the 7 of Cups, the person, their thoughts on you are that you have so many options. And look, I actually just read this post on Threads, and it said standards are options, right? Standards are options. When you have standards for yourself, for your life, for the work you do, for how you present yourself, you manifest options, right? You it's like training an algorithm. You train the universe to give you what you're asking for, right? So when you go and you're engaging with the algorithm, everything you engage with becomes a part of your feed. So because you've put in work, because you have standards and goals that you've set, because you have discipline to keep going towards that, you have generated options that are actually in alignment with what you want, right? And what's underneath here is the 9 of Pentacles. So this person, they see that they think about how you don't need anybody the way they need you or other people, right? This is kind of a needy person. It's not even just that they need you. They've relied on many people to put up with their pity. They've relied on a lot of people to put up with their, just their messes, their issues. And there's something about with this 9 of Pentacles, you're self-sufficient, right? You know how to, gather your own resources. You know how to locate resources. You know how to ask for help. This is the type of person, they don't even ask for help. They kind of just want help, but they want help to kind of manifest from this apathy, right? From this self-pity. They want help to just come about when they don't really seek it or don't really call for it, right? And so their thoughts on you is just has a lot to do with how capable you are and how, you know, the way you move is directly affecting what you get from it. And I don't see this person actually in the process of growth. I see them still in this place where they're analyzing the differences. They're kind of looking at their hand of cards, comparing it to your hand. They're still in this comparative energy, um, where I would say that's them trying to figure out what to do. But when they think about you, they think about how you're not really going to come back around, but the don't wait. They think about how they are foolish to hope that your relationship or friendship will resume at any point. They feel like they shouldn't hope to reconcile. You're not going to want to reconcile. And I feel like that's this energy here, them sitting in it. They're kind of just sitting in this realization that you're not coming back around and you're not interested in helping them out anymore. They haven't yet gotten to the point of, checking into what they need to do and what they can do. They're thinking more so about I hate to say it, but the abandonment, right? The loneliness, when their thoughts on you have everything to do with how you've left them to their own devices and you've left them to deal with the mess that they've created in their own life. Nobody else set this fire. This fire is a result of their inaction, right? This fire is a result of them not maintaining what they have, right? How does this happen? How do these holes, how does this fire start? It starts when you're not, being considerate. You're not being detail oriented. You're not handling your business. This person has let their stuff get out of hand. They're exhausting me already. I'm not going to lie. But anyway, that is their thoughts on you, collective. I just wanted to hop on. I want to say hi. And if you enjoyed this reading and or it resonated, then go ahead, give this video a thumbs up. And feel free to leave a comment. And hopefully next time I'll see you guys in the live and we can hang out a little bit longer. Bye. How do I end it?